Day 3 of this 63rd edition of the Cannes Film Festival, the most prestigious of its kind in the world. The forecast had been for rain. The sun is shining, so that's going better than expected. But also the business is going better than expected. The attendees are up 7%. There had been some concern. There was a big fall off in the number of people here last year, but it seems to be recovering. And the economy really is the theme here, not just in real life, but also on the big screen. Have a look.
Someone reminded me I once said, greed is good.
He's the ruthless corporate raider who shaped the public view of bankers for a generation.
Now it seems it's legal.
Now, Gordon Gekko, the fictional star of the 1980s movie Wall Street, is back.
And maybe I was in prison too long.
One watch and one mobile phone.
He's been released from prison, having served 8 years for securities fraud. The older, wiser Gekko sees that deregulation has created even more greedy excess, leading to a global financial meltdown.
Here in Cannes, Wall Street 2 depicts a very modern financial crisis, a crisis that's ravaged the movie business. But producers here are optimistic that, like Wall Street, this industry is bouncing back.
There are 4,000 films being marketed at the festival, and finally there are more distributors to strike deals with at the cafes, hotels and yachts along the Croisette. After dropping 9% last year, the number of film buyers are projected to be up 5%.
This year is going to be the first year for a couple of years where we're going to see some up. There was an oversupply of cash where a lot of people piled into the film business and made far too many films for the industry to be able to soak up.
The excess cash, mostly from hedge funds, is gone, and the surplus of films diminished. Inside Cannes' Marché du Film, the new reality is spawning a more sustainable business.
The salaries of the talents are down, the budgets are down, the prices are down. So I think that's a new model which is starting.
Still, producers say Hollywood studio films with stars like Russell Crowe or Michael Douglas are the safest bet by far.
Why don't you start calling me Gordon?
After so many years, it seems Gordon Gekko may still have the power to pull in the cash.
So these big studio films like Robin Hood, like Wall Street 2, they're still managing to get finance. The banks will still lend to them. They're also finding money from other sources like the Middle East and China. But it's the independent filmmakers that are having a much harder time. There are about 4,000 of them here. Only 200 of those films will ever make it to an audience. So it's a changing industry, but one that is back on the up.